Secretary will call the meeting to order. You can continue getting signatures after we get started, Jim. Gordon, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
You betcha. Please stand, move your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we go any further on the agenda, I want to make an announcement. We are possibly going to be videotaped today, so be on your best thing, or else they'll show you on the videotape.
No swearing, no swearing,
And no
unless
demonstrating.
it's under oath.
Don't have to worry about me on that.
All right, we'll move on to the minutes. I hear a motion for approval or whatever.
Motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Proxy by Dan.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's been moved to seconds. Any corrections? Seeing none, all those in favor shall state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Minutes are approved. Financial statement as of September 21 today.
Checkbook balance was $18,609.83. Due to, when Al and I went in to sign the paperwork at the bank to change the signers on the checks, somehow the bank has now said that we were a business, and so we are no longer getting interest on the account. I called and I've been talking to the bank for the last 4 days regarding this issue, and hopefully they are fixing it. So, we have not received any interest, but I'm sure they'll catch up with us on fixing that. So, we have 4 checks out. One was a stop payment for the check that was issued a year ago. They suggested I did that, and of course it was a $30 fee for that. Ryan thinks we did a contribution of $300. Ryan Zinke, $1,000. And then we sent the yearly donation of $1,500 to the Montana Republican Party. So in the general fund right now, we have $15,779.83. Respectfully submitted, Elaine Robinson, treasurer.
I hear a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Dennis, second. Second by Shelley. Any corrections or additions to the financial report? Seeing none, all those in favor shall state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Financial statement is approved. At this time, do we have any guests? If you would rise and introduce yourself, please.
Hey guys, I'm Sonny with Ryan Zinke's campaign. Just want to come and say thank you. We really appreciate the contribution to the campaign. And I also want to thank Dinley Logie, our wonderful representative from Mineral County, for helping me throw some signs up last week. It's a big help. We're in the last 48 days. We're pushing hard to win this election for all of our Republican candidates, us included. So it's critical now more than ever. Get out, talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends. If you're on the phone with somebody, I don't care if they're in district or not, tell them to get out and vote. Vote Republican. This is an important election for us, both on the state level and the federal level. We need people to turn out the polls, even here in Mineral County, especially here in Mineral County. So, anyways, again, just want to say thank you, and we're looking forward to a win in November, and looking forward to coming and hearing everybody cheer, be happy afterwards. We got some good Republicans elected.
Thank you. Any other guests?
Public. My name's Julie, I'm recording, and this will be released for public viewing unedited. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Where is it to be released?
YouTube and Rumble. It'll be Mineral County, Montana, unedited.
Okay. Thank you. Be a good time there. Okay, moving on to old business. Report on the fair board, fair booths. You guys have ready or?
There isn't too much to say, except for I want to thank everybody for showing up there and helped us with run the booth. We had 2 good days. I mismanaged balloon, the dart throwing. I will get a lot of help, hopefully from everybody, and ideas for next year on how to make it more successful. We brought in 133 on the darts, and Deb and her husband's on the balloon toss to the tire made 109. So we had a lot of interest, a lot of kids stopping in, picking up things. But yeah, I think next year we'll dial it in a little bit better.
But it was a positive, I think.
Right, I would just like to thank you for doing that. Yeah, taking the time.
So this time I'll make, entertain a motion to approve the fair booth report.
Seconded.
No, somebody's gotta make the motion.
I make a motion that we approve it as read.
I'll second it.
Moved and second. All those in favor, so state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Next item on the list is Lincoln Reagan. Did you have any luck?
I spoke with Joan, and she said that we didn't need to reinvent the wheel, that she would bring those, her booklet binder, whatever she's got going for Lincoln Reagan, to me. But that, I talked to her shortly after our last meeting. I haven't talked to her again, but she said she would. But I don't have them in hand yet.
I do have a question regarding that. I noticed that there was a lot of income coming from that. Did we ever reimburse, give them the tables, I mean, the table sponsors and everything from last year?
I don't recall us doing that, and that's a good point.
I mean, there was, last year, the only money we brought in from Lincoln Reagan here was on the rifle raffle.
That was the only.
That was the only thing. And we got rid of the rifle raffle. And I have no knowledge of any donations for table sponsors or anything else. Jimmy?
And I think maybe there were probably some commitments, but I don't remember anybody paying in either, but I think they were just commitments for when it happened.
Because,
So it might have been the year before, the way the.
yeah,
Because what I've had to do is with the C6 reporting, I report our financial reports to the state of Montana every month. I had to go back into 2021 because no one had filed for that long period of time, so I've had to catch up. So I pieced it together and I've gotten to $20.47 in the difference from the state and what our check says. And I still have a few more investigating to do. But when I was pulling things out of the financial reports that I have, it all had all of these sponsors, and I have a Lincoln Reagan folder, and I can give you some also, but it didn't, it said in 2021, but it may have been prior to, because we ran into 2021, 2022 in January, so there was no cutoff, so I wasn't too sure. It's kind of like investigating a strange
right.
kind of,
I know your feeling.
thank you. So I just wanted to make sure that we didn't have table sponsors out there that were
No, there is no refunds due anybody, or no refunds made at that, before the committee blew up.
Yes.
Put it in simple words. Okay, well, we'll just keep trying to get that information. I'm gonna maybe make an effort myself to see if I can do some. Last time I seen the past chairman, he turned his back and walked away from me, wouldn't speak to me. I don't understand why, but
Well, Joan was, I didn't have any issues with her. The only thing that concerned me is I also asked for the minutes. And she said we weren't a committee. So she made it sound like she got rid of whatever she had going backwards. I don't know that, but I said, anything you have, I'd be more than happy to take off your hands, and told her we're still a committee, and if you're still welcome, you're still part of it. But she said that there was too much, she wouldn't be back. So I don't know that to be true, but.
I send them notifications as I send everybody else.
But I will, I have been out the last week and a half, and, just getting back in office, so I'll have time and I'll follow up again with her. If I need to drive down to her house, I'm more than happy to do that. She said she'd bring them to me, but like I said, she hasn't, so now I'll see if I can go to her and get those.
That may be the best. Because, as I said, 3 months ago, we had 9 months before the Lincoln Reagan there, and now we're down to 6. So we're gonna be moving on.
I shall, and I'll follow you and let you know. I will within the next day or so.
Okay, thank you. Anything else on the Lincoln Reagan there? Okay, next one is special meetings. You take and pass these around to all the precinct people who will be doing the vetting. I received I'm not gonna mention names right now, but I received a email from a committee woman who had received an email from a person interested in running or being considered for the office of the county commissioner. The person said that she doesn't read the Independent, so they didn't know about it. But the email come in before 5 o'clock. And so this is for the information of the people who will be doing the vetting tomorrow night. And they can read the email, think it over, and so be ready to come up with an answer tomorrow night. And also, I was informed that this person may not be here because they have a meeting out of city. They'll leave at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, be back Sunday. So at this time, the person will not be available for the vetting.
Mr. Chairman, is there any chance that I could also get the copy of that since I'll be his proxy?
Yeah, I'll have you draw it over when I don't. And you'll be right here.
Can I ask a question too? Also, on the agenda for the commissioners, they were supposed to interview the vetted people this Friday.
Right.
So if she's not in town till Sunday, how does that work?
That's up to the.
It's not on the
Precinct.
agenda, and the agenda
Yeah.
was fine. Did you
No,
change it?
it is
Change
on
it
the
this
agenda, it
afternoon?
says possible candidate interviews.
Oh, I didn't see it when I left this morning.
And this is internal business, doing vetting people, And so they're gonna have to decide how we're gonna do this. And this is a heads up to them. And now, that's why everybody didn't get them, because if the person withdraws their name or any other name, at this time I will not mention who they are, because it hasn't been, vetting process has not been done at this time. So, the names are not supposed to be put out there.
Has there been any other
Yes.
applicants?
We
Okay,
have one other one I know of.
okay. Can we get those like we have received?
Yes, I was going to be here at 5:30 tomorrow night, like we did last week, or last month. And I'll have the,
I just wonder why this one was passed out and not the rest.
well, this one was passed out because of the difference in how it happened. And there's more to it than in the meeting tomorrow night, I'll explain it. But, and also I have it as an email, and I can run off copies. The other one, I don't know, 6, 7, 5, 6 page.
So at this point, we have a possibility of 2 additional. So we were asked to submit 3
Yes,
additional.
and I emailed the county commissioner, Rockman, right after he requested 3, and I told him that there was a possibility that we could only get 2, 1, maybe none. So we would be forwarding 3, 2, 1, or none. And at that time, we still had none forward. And I got an email back from him stating that they would accept whatever we
By
come up
statute.
with, up to 3.
Right, and by statute, it does say 3.
Right.
So I'm just, if we have less than 3,
It-
do we need to meet tomorrow, or
No,
can we just
yes,
submit
yes.
the 3,
If-
the 1, 2, or 3 that we?
If we'd have had none,
Right.
we'd have had a meeting tomorrow night to officially send the notice to the commissioners that there was none. We'd have to have the meeting.
Right, and if we have less than 3, is our submission just then the
We'll
1 or 2
whatever
that we have?
We have.
So do we need to meet tomorrow to
Yes.
submit?
And we may have 2. It's closed at 5 o'clock today. So,
Well, I don't know that that matters, but yeah, we'll see that. Whatever submissions we do have,
right.
yeah.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, it
Original
seems to be the
3.
statute, and I'm sure you
Original
can
3.
expound on that more. It said 3 and then 3 more that aren't the
Yeah.
same as the.
And the 3 is just an arbitrary number for them.
Right, okay.
And one of the other things, doing it the way we're doing it, opening it up to the public so they can see what we're doing, being very transparent on this committee. The law states that we shall forward 3 names. That's all it says. It doesn't say how we're to do it. We could have got in here as a precinct people and picked 3 names of 3 people and forward them, and that would have been correct too.
Yes, and thank you for that.
More than transparent,
Yes, thank you for that.
okay? Anything else on the vetting?
I also have the questions that were addressed to the previous 3. So I believe, to be in fairness, that we should use those 6 questions again for tomorrow.
If you would email me or email them to the precinct, do you have all the precinct?
I do not, but that leads me into these cards. This is for the precinct people, and the people that went to the convention. So I use this only for the C6 forms that I submit to the state. They have one, front cover that wants to know all of our people's names and emails and information. So I apologize, but I figured this would be for my file only, and it will only go to the state. So if everybody could fill that out, especially the email.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Who from the state has asked you for a C6?
It is the SERS, it's the new, monthly, I do a monthly report to the state, and it is the Montana,
Political practices.
thank you, political practices. That's where
They want a C6.
that's the only place that.
No, we filed the C6 with the state of Montana Republican Party too, because I filed that. That's quite a question.
My C6 is a little different.
Yeah. No, it's same, sounds like same thing. It's the chairman, the finance chairman, and the two committee people, right? That's the voting for it, to say function. And then they are listed on the front page, and then you have secretary, then you have vice chair, secretary, treasurer.
Right.
On this next page.
Right.
We filled out about the same sheet of paper.
Well, it's not filled out on my, on the category under community.
If you want, I think I can have a copy I can send to you. I'll fill it out.
That would be appreciated, yes, thank you. But I still would like to
Yeah.
have that for my file.
Okay, that's any other,
What time's the meeting tomorrow, Nick?
I plan on being here at 5:30. I'll have the articles, the resume, the cover sheets that we have. And if anybody wants to come in at 5:30, we'll have those. We should have the questions and any discussion that needs to be handled by the executive board will be handled before 6:30 of the Republic.
So 5:30?
Yeah, I'll be here at 5:30 now. If you can't make it to 6, that's all right too. Whenever you.
Did you bring them with you? Did you bring yours with you?
My what?
The application?
No. Any other questions on Betty? Seeing none, would you like to take a break, or would you like to just move on? Okay, we're going to new business. Okay. I received, Elaine got it through the mail, and I received it. It had come from the state, and this may explain a lot of what we're talking about. They want us to file as with the Montana Bureau of Revenue. So what they want us to do is to sign as a tax-paying organization. Now, I have been on the phone, on the email, for about 4 days now. What I mean on the phone, I'm sitting on the phone, listening to the thing in Helen and tell me all the thing about cannabis and everything else that they're taxing for 45 to an hour at a time before I get an answer. Going back to what Elaine said about the bank thinking we're business. Somewhere, I don't know, in the past, they changed the law, and political parties, I guess just about any nonprofit group has to file with the Secretary of State, and when you file with the Secretary of State, you file as a corporation, which I have done twice. And I have to do it again. And there, on the last filing, there's my name on the filing, because I was finance chairman at the time, and our chairman couldn't figure out which was the front of the sheet or which was the back of the sheet. So he passed it on to me and I filed. Now, the state of Montana sent me this thing, and they think I'm the owner of the Mineral County Republican Central Committee.
So it's Department of Revenue, you're saying state of Montana, what's department?
Department of Revenue. And so anyway, you have to file with the Secretary of State. So the bank will accept your checking account. And that's where she said, we are now a business, because they've sent the Secretary of State to Montana Department of Revenue that we're a business, so now they want us to file as a tax-paying business. Well, we're not a 501c or anything like that. We're a 527E1, which is a federally recognized political organization, and we are tax exempt. Now, I've pretty well convinced the state of this fact. I've got a form, I've got it just about filled out. I have to send them a copy of our bylaws, a copy of the financial report. So if you would email one of these to me, so I can forward it to them. I don't have a scanner. I have to get we have what they call a federal employee identification number. And there should have, when we got it, should have been a letter on it. Now, that's what I'm looking for. But it was Judy had it, so if you keep going through, and I got a feeling it's on a regular sheet of paper. And it should say federal or something, because we have to have that to show it to the state. Now, we've got the number, so that's saved, so I'll have to put applied for on the, and then we'll have to go and reapply for the 527 clearance, all the federal, and that takes 8 to 10 weeks. So that's going to be the next job I start when this is done. But through this form I've got now, it's a non-taxable, and they're saying, yes, you are not taxable. So all this other stuff, other files or things, I don't have to file. But I have to have that number, I have to have our bylaws, I have to have something, and then I have to have a letter stating what our purpose is, and I can look at it, and I think I'll use the wording off of the 527, that we're here for the benefit of electing, so we will have that done hopefully within the next couple of days.
Have you talked to anybody at the state GOP? Are they in the same deal? Do they have to do that?
I haven't talked to them yet.
We'll ask them what they do. We have to do the same thing they do, or other central committees.
That's, I haven't checked with those committees yet.
Talk to the gal in Allen and see what, all this is legit or what they,
Oh, yeah.
apparently they have to do it too, so
Yeah.
maybe they could help us.
You can tell us.
Mr. Chair, I can tell you, so Ravalli County is going through a very similar situation right now. They just had to get their I think you can, basically a nonprofit corporation. They are, yeah, it's exactly what the chairman said. But they just went through the same process. I know Missoula County also recently did it. Might not be a bad move, giving Bondi Kopetsky a call. She could probably walk you through the process. But I do know that, yes, you have to file your bylaws with the Secretary of State's office. The state party probably has a plethora of resources to walk you through this and get this done. They're a great asset. You should call Danielle Tribble up there. She'll get you sorted out.
I'll give Danny a call tomorrow then.
And if we're looking for the letter, a lot of times you might not see the wording exactly. Look for the FEIN number, F-E-I-N.
Right.
That should give you exactly the number that you're looking.
I have the number.
Okay, you do?
I have not found the letter.
Well, you could probably call them and get a copy.
You can print that off of, we print them off when LLCs come in for the county and the treasurer's office. You can go on there, I have in the past, and just put in Mineral County Central Committee, and hopefully something will come up, and then you can print the little sheet that has that filing number on it, and
Yeah, I just looked up, I thought I had it on my phone, and I've got the director's revenue on, I've got his phone number, so if you sit and wait for an hour, give me a call, and I can call him, maybe have him call you back, or have somebody call you back. Because I've done that before, and he's pretty good at responding.
The elevator music is fun.
But part of that, I know, we're trying to check on some of these nonprofits that have overextended really what they're doing, and so that's what part of this is about, is just double checking.
And I think the law, they changed.
That's what I'm saying, it was to try and make sure some of the nonprofits were full and something.
So, and then with all typical government, Secretary of State's not really talking to the Department of Revenue that much. And so, Department of Revenue says, I own the place, and how much do you owe? That's what scares me.
They're coming for you.
Because right now, if the taxes.
Al's on the
There's 87,000 IRS agents coming up for you.
We'll send you flowers out.
Nice one.
But this was also the second letter we received from the Department of Revenue. The first letter I received from, this is the first one. The first letter, I don't know where it went other than round file. Because I think the prior chairman, if he didn't understand it, went around file. And so, it's been fun. So anyway, I'm done complaining about that. So anything else is under new business. If, see you under new business, if all the precinct people would like to come forward and stand up here with me, we have a presentation we'd like to make.
You guys, I
You're
think
gonna
I
have
got a
to
picture.
get real cozy.
Yes, you have to cuddle.
They can do that
No, you don't have to
real
pretend
now.
like it. We just have to get
Lori, would you say a word or two, please? Yeah, you're the only one I know is Lori.
No, Murray.
Oh, she's so funny.
Lori, the members of the Monroe County Precinct Committee would like to thank you for 9 years of service to Monroe County and the time that you spent from 1/1/2013 to 9/2/22. And to show our appreciation, we'd like to present you with this plaque.
Flip it the other way, it's a cutting board. And there's some cheese involved.
Wow, thank you. It's been an honor to be a commissioner and be a part of this central committee. I just want to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other new business?
I have just a topic I wanted to go on, just voter registration. Have we ever in the past been able to have voter registration cards and go around and register folks? Because I know in 2008 we did. And I know we talked to our friends and neighbors or whatever, and vote Republican. About half of them aren't registered to vote or don't vote. Voter turnout is pretty tough. Half the people that we talk to don't vote or not even registered. So if we were allowed, if we had, Sonny, do you guys have voter registration cards that you use on your campaign? Have you ever done that? I know the Democrats do it every Saturday at the farmer's market. They have a table there. They're registering students.
But I think what you're saying is that our campaign of sitting out and trying to.
Sitting in the grocery store with
people too.
Well, not really, but each of us, maybe next meeting, bring a stack of that, give us each a stack.
Well, I've had some, and I hand them out to, when I knock doors, and they say they.
I could go down to Talkenberg and talk to 15 people, and none of them are voters,
And I've seen
registered
the list.
voters. They say they are, but they're not.
I've seen
Oh,
it.
yeah, I vote. Well, here, do this, fill this out just in case. And you fill it out, I'll take it in and put it in, get them registered. There's so many people that don't
Joanne
vote.
has it. I might have a few left at home, but I gave out, I think, all that I had.
Oh, yeah, I'm voting.
There were some at the booth.
Then they don't.
There were some at the booth.
So a voter registration drive, I think, is something that this committee could do. Be a good thing.
Would they go vote?
Well, that's
Sign up for absentee.
45 days to go, this is a good time to do it.
That's right. He said, sign them up for absentee, they will vote.
Yeah, you can do that too. Explain that, for a lot of people don't know the process, we could educate some potential voters. It'd be a good thing for us to do it.
We, in the Missoula GOP office up there, we do have a stack of voter registration forms. And we can, and I believe it's within a week of the election, we can take voter registration forms to the elections office and register folks. But I do think there is, I want to say it's 3 days, but I think it's probably safe to say a week out, you can't register folks to vote, so.
They can, but you can't register for them.
Yes, exactly.
They can register until noon the day before.
Right.
Now, but not same day anymore, which is good.
For this last month, it'd be a good
Yeah,
thing
it'd be
to
great
do
to push that.
You might pick up 100 votes that weren't there. That's a lot.
Did you go by the clerk of the board's office tomorrow? Is some registration forms that bring tomorrow night?
I'll see somebody to drop them off. But then I'm becoming invited for the
Our public.
Well, you can give them to me, and I'll.
Yeah, I said I'll drop
Yeah,
them
that'd be
off.
good,
So we'll have them around.
yeah.
Good topic.
Elaine's gonna go to.
Oh,
she'll
good.
Idea.
Okay.
You're learning here.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Any other new business? Seeing none, we'll move on to the, we have no commissioners here. We'll move on to announcements. Any announcements? Okay, the floor is open for any discussion of any subject. You have to go through the chair if you want to make if you want to speak, but this is the time that we open it up for general discussion throughout the audience and the membership. Denley?
Oh, just keep track that about the second week in October is when the absentee ballots come out. So that's why some of the legwork and talking about Zinke needs to, and any of the candidates, it's good to have that discussion out before the second week in October.
That may come out like 15th or something like that.
Something like that. And I haven't got the exact date.
And so then the 16th, a lot of people have voted the day after they get it.
So keep that in mind, and that's the same for candidates too. And then the other thing is, if anybody wants, I did bring some yard signs. I'm not planning on putting them out real heavy, but just as a reminder. I don't know if Sonny has some Zinke signs tonight, but we can get some more if we need.
Bring some more. I don't have any tonight, but I absolutely can get you guys some more.
What about, do you have any with James Brown?
I've been trying to hunt down some James Brown signs for about a month and a half, and I'm telling you, they're about harder to find than a gold brick. So I will reach out to Jim Brown's campaign directly. I've been trying to be careful with all that too, because technically, him being a nonpartisan, I can't do much, but there are some citizens that are purchasing signs for him, and those you can get a hold of, kind of. I am hoping to get Denley a few. I think I'm trying to get them about 5 right now. I know you guys probably want 50, but they're hard to get. So I would call the state party.
And I did, just to follow up on calling the state party, I stopped in there yesterday, and talked to Danielle, and she did not have any round signs, but she said, they are on order and we're getting some here, so that's the famous last words. But,
yeah.
So she knows we want some up here.
I'll remind her tomorrow.
Yeah, do that. Tell her I said that they're on order and she'll get us some.
Okay. Any other announcements or discussion? Seeing none, I'll entertain a call for adjournment.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor, so saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Mikey.
No, I'm watching that.